So here's the deal. I don't really feel comfortable with the thought of doing a blog, but I keep getting encouraged by all of my friends. Oh, Larissa, you should totally do it. I was like, you know what? It's new. I'm just gonna try it. And so I told myself, new year, new me. I already had a lot of changes going on because I moved from northern Indiana, Fort Wayne, Indiana, to Nashville, Tennessee. And I was like, I'll just start, and it'll be a thing, and I'll just see how long it goes. And it is now February 5th, and I'm starting. So that's how my life's been so far this year. I don't know to do an intro thing. Like, hi, I'm Larissa, I'm like, blah, blah, blah. But I've done that enough, because I just moved, and that's been the rhetoric for almost every conversation. It's like, oh, Indiana, where? Northern Indiana. So, next is just to come up with things to talk about, I guess. I apologize that I don't have a more better setup. Like I said, this is me just trying it for the first time. So I also decided I'm not going to look cute because most of the times I'll be doing this is right when I get off work. I have the pleasure of working at Chick-fil-A. Pleasure and the privilege. I do love my job. And I do like chicken, even still. Yes, it's delicious. I know, I love Chick-fil-A too. So I love living where I live. I live pretty darn close to downtown Nashville. I walk out my front porch and bam! There's part of a skyline peeking out through the trees, which is really cool. There's also a lot of homeless people where I live, since I live pretty close to the homeless shelter, which is, I wouldn't call that cool. It's different, but for me, everything's different, so. But I do like it here so far, I think, ? People seem nice. I'm the first person in my family to move multiple states away. Well, no, I'm not. A lot of my family is clumped up in Indiana, in the same area. There's some of us in Michigan, but I am definitely the first person to really go south. So moving has been good and terrifying at the same time. And I've been pretty much exhausted because I've been in a constant state of learning curve. So I never really I moved out of my parents' house and did this basement, and then I moved into this other house and I lived there for a year. And then I was just bam, Nashville. So even though I moved those other times, it was still in the same hometown, I was just learning new parts of the hometown that I knew. And I still would go to my same church every Sunday. I still had all my same friends and that sort of stuff. And here, it's been, the new stuff doesn't stop. It just keeps coming. I can't just walk through my house with my eyes closed, because I have no idea where stuff is, spatially. So I need to learn, I need to learn my bedroom. I need to learn my house. I need to learn how my house works. Cannot take a shower longer than 7 minutes and expect hot water. That is a new thing. I need to learn all the new streets. I need to learn all the new people, that I work with, and all the new guests that come in, and all the new policies that they do at this location that was different from my home location. Trying to find a new church, and I have to learn the new churches of the area, and I have to learn that churches are different in the South than they are in the North. Everybody down here is a Baptist, and up north I was just Jesus, bro, non-denominational, Church of God, woo! I did some stuff with Catholics, they would let me in, it was cool. But, here, everything is Baptist, and it's not just Baptist, it's Baptist, But I'm just kind of okay, alright, let's do it, let's go. And then I go there and I'm this is huge, this is big. Of course, okay, rewind. I did start with Brentwood Baptist, which, if you don't know Brentwood Baptist, Brentwood and Franklin are in this county, which is just south of Nashville. And it's I think it's the 3rd richest county in the US. I could be wrong, don't quote me on that, but a lot of money. So the first time I went to go to this church, I was on the highway, and I pulled to go off this exit ramp, and I go up on Concord, and they're at 777 Concord. Oh, so cute. And you get up off this off-ramp and go onto the road and look up, and there's just this hill that has, like, mansions in the side of it. Okay, and I say hill. For all my, like, friends and family back in Indiana, it's a mountain, okay? It's like a foothill to the Appalachians, because that's what I'm in here. It's not like a little hill. This is like a heck of a hill, alright? Like, hella hill. And, like, on the side of it is, like... The best way to describe it is if you can picture in your head, like, use your imagination with, picture, if you will, now I have Prince stuck in my head, picture, like, a telenovela, alright? But it's one of the villas, and it's, like, got, like, the little arches that look stucco, and there's, like, the woman, she's like this in the wind, and it's billowing her hair and her dress. That house is on the side of this hill. And then there's, like, another mansion buddy right next to it, just chilling. And it's like, whoa, because I'm pretty far away, but I can even tell, like, that is a house that you would need a team of people to clean it. And I'm sorry, but I've made promises to myself. Self? Yes, self. If you get rich, which I won't, like, here's a few ground rules. Only get a house that's big enough that you can clean it in one day. I got this thing where I don't like to spend money on stuff that I can do. I especially don't like to spend money on stuff I can do better. I'm sorry, I have to take this call. Hello?
Hello.
So that was Chris. So he's this older guy, right? Doesn't have kids, happily married. Just like a adoptive surrogate father figure, I think, for me. Chris is video chatting me right now, because this is a thing we do on at least a weekly basis. Say hi, Chris.
Hi.
Anytime I just, like, need someone to talk to, he's there. And vice versa. I am there, too, for when he needs to talk to someone. Would you say that you're a pretty big mentor for me? A pretty big, like, person I come to for advice? Do I annoy you?
That's 2 questions.
That's a lot more than 2. There's more. Do you want more questions? I can come up with more questions. Do you believe in my ability to come up with more questions?
I'll answer everything order you gave to me, alright?
Okay, go.
Yeah. Yes. And yes. I answered them.
I think I had more than just 2 questions, but that's okay.
Alright.
I'm gonna give you an 80%.
80% what?
You got 80% of the questions I just asked correct.
Okay, good.
Yeah, he's the reason why I'm down in Nashville, I'll be honest. He was the #1 person, like, go! Do it! Do the things! Go! And, like, you're gonna be great! Do it! It's gonna be so good for you! And I'm like, and he's like, go! And I was like, okay. And I'm here.
Are we done now?
I don't know.
Do I get my check?
It might bounce.
I'm sure it will.
Oh, thanks.
I've seen your bank account.
That's rude. What rude. We don't talk about that on camera. But yeah, he kind of opened up his home to me when I was in college and stuff, and I would go out there and just spend time and just chat. And then we'd just make music, and neither of my parents really get music. Like, they can appreciate it. But Chris, he's like me, and where music isn't just something that's enjoyable to listen to, it's a language that you speak with. It's a way to speak into the world and get yourself across that wouldn't normally be there. Anyway, I was on a tangent before Chris so rudely interrupted us. Oh, silence of the great beyond, of which I am speaking to. So, if I were a rich man, don't want a house that I can't clean in a day, because it's dumb to have a house bigger than that. Because I don't like paying people to do things that I can do, which is why I don't like going to Cracker Barrel, because it's all food that I can cook that probably tastes better. That there is the added perk. I told my boss that from up in Fort Wayne, and she goes, you're not paying for the food. You're paying to not have to do dishes. And I'm like, that's a fair point But if I'm gonna buy food, I'm gonna buy food I can't cook. Don't live in a house that I can't clean personally. And if I was rich, point two, I am never going to buy furniture like a chair that I don't sit my butt on. Any chair I own, my butt's going in that chair. And I'm never gonna have more chairs than I have the ability to put my butt in, because life's too short for chairs you don't sit in, you know? I went and saw Justice League, okay? No spoilers or anything, it's fine if you haven't seen it yet. If you haven't seen it yet, you're not ever gonna watch it. It was okay. I'm not really a big DC fan. I'm a Marvel fan, like through and through. And there's this scene where they're in this room, Bruce Wayne's in there and talking to Wonder Woman, and he has like these funky looking chairs next to this samurai suit. And it's like a chair that's all like, and like that's how the chair works. And I'm like, he's never sat in those chairs. He's never sat in those chairs. I'm like, that's stupid. Don't have chairs that you're never gonna sit in. And like, I'm never gonna get a chair that's uncomfortable. Like, why would you get a chair you're not gonna sit in? I have very strong opinions about things, which is probably part of the reason why people are like, oh, you should start a vlog. So I am starting a vlog. Fine! Ta-da. Another reason I think I'm never gonna be rich, I wanna do things, you know? Like, I wanna travel. And I know everybody says like, oh, I wanna travel. No, like, I wanna go and see like ancient ruins and ancient civilizations. I wanna see Israel. I wanna see Cairo. I want to see Machu Picchu. I want to see Chichen Itza. I want to go to Tibet. You know, just see places that have had people long time ago that had no idea what they were doing too, and that did such a good job of just building the things that are there. So one of the things I really want to go and see is in Turkey. There's this thing, this gravestone, that's called the Epitaph of Siklios. It's the first known written Western music. So like the first known written bit of music in the Western world. So that's like Greece, and I want to see it. I don't know if I can touch it. If I can touch it, I want to touch it. I want to kiss it. Someone long time ago made that and had no idea like the ramifications of this organized thought of music now and what it was going to be. And it like comes all swindling down to this thing for me now, which is how it just helps me make sense of the world. And I want to see it. I don't know if I'll ever get to. I really want to. But see, like, and moving down here, it's really done a lot for me in that I've just kind of come to the realization that, like, I gotta do it. Like, I want less posters in my bedroom, because I have just a bunch of comic book and movie posters. I want to be a little bit more adult-ish. And no one else is gonna just buy me mature, meaningful decoration. You know, I kind of aspire to have a house like my boss had up in Fort Wayne. And, like, no one's gonna do it for me. I gotta do it. Gotta do it for me. No one's going to suddenly give me a bunch of money that I can use to go travel and do stuff. Like, I gotta do it. I gotta save up this money. I'm trying to be more assertive and be like, you know what? No, I'm doing this. And less, like, impulse decisions and impulse buys. It's not that I don't have anything more to say. It's just that I'm tired. I had work at 5:30 this morning. You know how early 5:30 comes? I know it's at the same time every morning, but it comes so much earlier than what you think it's gonna be. Unless you think it's gonna come really early, in which case you're right. It does come very early. I will be trying to edit, so if this edit thing seems terrible, sorry. First try. First time. Yay firsts. Well, also you do it! You think it's so easy. I will try to do one next week, and I will try my best to come up with a concise list of things of which to speak, or at least start a tangent, so that way I can just talk by myself for, I don't even know how long I want to shoot for, I'll be honest. It's an experiment, it's for science, okay? Science. So stop with your judging for science. Not that you were judging. Farewell, and I hope that you have a good night.